Hey, it's Lights Camera Jackson. Sorry for some technical difficulties, but we should be back here with today's new episode of LCJ Live. It's Sunday, December 10, 2023, and your number one movie is The Boy and the Heron with $12.8 million. This is a huge win for anime, for animation, for Hayao Miyazaki, and for G-Kids, the studio behind so many animated movies. It's a huge win for them. They are celebrating today. This is a major award season contender as well in the animated feature category. It's even shown up on some top 10 lists in the past week. We'll see what happens with the Golden Globe nominations that are tomorrow, as well as the Critics' Choice nominations on Wednesday. But your number one movie is The Boy and the Heron. I've got my friend Rocky here with me from Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, another animated movie vying for consideration and for your attention. It's on Netflix this Friday. I'll get into some more of the movies that are opening this week coming up here in just a little bit. The rest of your box office includes The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes with $9.4 million. It's at 135.7. That's decent, all things considered, for the Hunger Games prequel movie. A strong second weekend for Godzilla Minus One, $8.3 million from just $11 million last weekend. That's a pretty small drop. Your total for that is 25.3. This is a movie that is now one of the 20 finalists for the Best Visual Effects Academy Award. One of the 20 finalists for it. This is probably going to get an Academy Award nomination. I hope, for visual effects, because the visuals are good. Maybe Critics' Choice nominations Wednesday. We'll have to see. I think the cinematography is great. I think a lot of aspects of Godzilla Minus One are very good. It's a strong movie. It's a strong movie when it comes to the emotional core that it has, the characters, the arc, and the action scenes. I think it delivers what people hope for out of a Godzilla movie and more. So that is Godzilla Minus One. Go see it in theaters. Next up, Trolls Band Together, $6.2 million. It's at 83. It's so far away from what the first Trolls movie did in theaters. But I guess it's a win for DreamWorks and Universal because Ruby Gillman didn't make a lot of money earlier this year, though not nearly, my gosh, what Super Mario Brothers movie did for Illumination earlier this year. I screened Migration on Friday night. I'm interviewing the director tomorrow, and that is Illumination's latest animated movie. I cannot tell you anything about it. I am sworn to secrecy on thoughts. But I am interviewing the director tomorrow, and that Q&A will come soon to animationscoop.com. There's a lot of Q&As available at animationscoop.com and some LCJ Q&A podcast episodes as well. I talk with the makers of Merry Little Batman, which is on Prime Video now. It's a lot of fun, so check that out at lcj.podbean.com. Speaking of animated movies, of course, we've got Boy and the Heron, we've got Trolls making money, we've got Wish making a little money for Disney. It added $5.3 million this weekend. It's at 49.4. Then you have Napoleon with $4.2 million. It's at 53.1. Waitress the Musical. Waitress the Musical started in some theaters this weekend. Actually on Thursday, made about $700,000. Another $3.2 million Friday through today through Fathom Events. Speaking of theatrical events, the Beyonce concert movie, which was number one last weekend with nearly $22 million, down to just $5 million this weekend. That's a huge drop. It's at 28.1. I think everybody wanted to go right away. That is a big drop for the Beyonce movie. Probably make another $2.5 million next weekend, and then probably out of the top 10 the following weekend. Other movies in theaters right now. The Shift added $2.2 million. It's at 8.5. Silent Night added 1.7. It's at 5.8. Thanksgiving, still making money long after Thanksgiving. It made $1.2 million. It's at 30.5. Animal, another $2.3 million. It's at 11.6. Let's see. Oppenheimer had a re-release this weekend, made $350,000, and The Holdovers added $650,000. It's at 16.4. It's now the fourth biggest movie of the year for Focus Features. Some openings this weekend. Poor Things with $644,000 in just 9 theaters. That's a $72,000 per screen average. That's pretty good. It needs just $6.5 million, $6.8 million, something like that, total to beat Next Goal Wins to be the biggest Searchlight movie of the year. I think it'll happen. Last year for Searchlight, we had movies like The Menu, which made $38.5 million, and The Banshees of Inisherin, which made $10.6 million. I don't think anything from Searchlight is coming close to $38.5 million this year, and we'll see if Poor Things gets to 10.6. The other Searchlight movie is All of Us Strangers, which I saw a couple of months ago, and that'll open in limited release on December 22. Let's see. Eileen had a nationwide expansion this weekend, but didn't make a lot. Just $615,000 for the neon mystery drama starring Anne Hathaway and Thomasin McKenzie. It added $615. It's up to $746. Not a great movie. I saw it a couple months ago. Didn't love it. Origin from Neon did very well with its start this weekend in just 2 theaters for an awards qualifying run. One in Los Angeles, one in New York City. It made $118,000, $58,500 for each theater. That's very good. I like a lot of the movie. It's from Ava DuVernay, who did Selma, A Wrinkle in Time, and this is very good, especially the performances. Anjanou Ellis-Taylor is fantastic. I think she's even better in this than she was in King Richard, which got her an Oscar nomination 2 years ago. John Bernthal, also in King Richard, is very good in this, and probably the best I've ever seen, Niecy Nash-Betts. Confident direction from Ava DuVernay, and the movie will be expanding January 19th and then going nationwide January 26th. It's a tough movie, but it's a good film. Go see Origin when it's playing near you. Let's see. The Love Actually re-release got about $300,000. The Die Hard re-release going to make close to $1 million this weekend. So, studio's trying some stuff a little different for the holidays, some theatrical re-releases, but not having quite the impact of some other re-releases that we've seen in recent months, and of course over the last 3 to 4 years. So that's a run through of your box office. Boy and the Heron #1, Hunger Games #2, Godzilla #3, Trolls holding on in 4th, followed by Wish, and then Beyonce, 1 down to 6. Wow. And then later on in the pack, you've got Napoleon, Waitress, Animal, and The Shift. Excellent summary lights, says Joey. Thank you, Joey, for being here today on LCJ Live. So, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget. It's on Netflix Friday. I had the chance to see it a couple weeks ago. It's good. Is it quite as good as #1? No. But it's good. It's Aardman. It's visually very interesting. There's some funny aspects, some funny moments, some good surprises. So, Chicken Run is available Friday for families to watch. I also recommend Merry Little Batman on Prime Video. Big in-theaters releases this week. I'll start with some films in limited release. On Wednesday, The Taste of Things, one of the best movies of the year, starring Juliette Binoche. And frankly, they're putting her up for supporting actress, but it's a lead performance in my opinion. Even though, look, when I filled out my Critics' Choice ballot the other day, I had to go along with what the studios say. So putting her in the supporting actress category, even though I think she's in the movie a lot, it's arguably lead. She's great. The movie's great. It's an experience. It's a movie about food. It's a movie about relationships. It's a movie about romance. It's a movie about time and love and loss and the impact of people in your life and food in your life and what that all means. And you'll be blown away by a lot of it, most of it, hopefully all of it, especially the opening 25 minutes or so, which is the preparation of a meal. Oh, it's so good. People are going to put this on their lists of favorite movies about food of all time. You've seen Julie and Julie on the list. You've seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs on the list. You've seen Ratatouille on the list. The Taste of Things will become a great new addition to best movies ever made about food. But it's also so much more than just that. So go see The Taste of Things. Select theaters Wednesday. Select theaters Friday. The Zone of Interest. This is a tough movie. I saw this about a week ago. It's a tough film. It's a good movie. Do I think it's amazing? Best movie of the year, 4-star material? No. But I will not be surprised. There's usually the last few years a surprise best director nominee, either at the Oscars or somewhere. Jonathan Glazer, I gotta tell you, if people think that this movie's amazing, if people fall in love with this movie, and it's a tough movie, to wrap your head around because of the subject matter, but it's handled honestly and in raw fashion. If people love this movie, I could see him on the Best Director Oscar ballot. I really could, because of the impact of the way the movie is directed, how it was staged, how a lot of it, I guess, was very free-flowing in the production of it. the zone of interest in select theaters starting Friday. But it's got a lot of competition, not just in limited release at the box office, but in award season categories when you have a movie come along like American Fiction, which is a good film with a very good Jeffrey Wright. Sterling K. Brown is in it. I don't love Sterling K. Brown's performance. It didn't quite do it for me. Some of the other supporting characters, there's a lot to keep track of. But when this movie tries to be funny and have something to say about the literary industry and the entertainment industry and what people expect out of something and stereotypes, it has a lot going on. And it's gutsy, it's sharp. Issa Rae is in it. It's a good cast. Not a perfect movie. Tracee Ellis Ross is in it as well. It's not a perfect movie, but there's a lot to like about it, and I think it's a movie that Cord Jefferson will be nominated at least for the screenplay for, if not director as well. Absolutely Best Picture nomination. It won the Toronto International Film Festival Audience Award. American Fiction is out in select theaters Friday. It was already the Regal Monday Mystery Movie. So it played in a bunch of theaters around the country 2 weeks ago where people paid just $5. And boy, you got to see a good movie. One of the better Regal Monday Mystery movies in a while. So American Fiction will have a huge limited open. It will try to make a run at what Poor Things did this weekend, basically, when it comes to its opening weekend. I think American Fiction could do well. It goes nationwide on the 22nd. It's a crowded December 22 and Christmas time. You've got American Fiction going wide. You've got other movies in limited going wide. Then you have movies like Migration, which I saw, Aquaman, which I still got to see, and then, Ferrari, The Iron Claw, The Color Purple, all three of those I've seen, and The Boys in the Boat, which I've seen, and some other movies in limited and going nationwide. It's a crowded Christmas, it is. We'll see what comes out on top, but American Fiction, I think, like The Holdovers, is going to be a movie that has legs and a movie that people are going to check out over the next several months. And then there's Wonka. Wonka opens Friday. I saw this a couple weeks ago. Not a huge fan of Wonka. It just didn't work for me. I love the other two Willy Wonka movies. I love them. I love the grit that they have. I love the wonder that they have. And this movie's just flat and boring and just these dull conversations. And then Willy Wonka gets caught up in a generic scheme with chase sequences and getting trapped. I mean, it's this. What is this? This isn't a Jason Bourne movie. This is a Willy Wonka movie. What are you doing? I don't think that Paul King, Warner Brothers, the writers, the collaboration of all that didn't do justice what the character is and stands for. Timothée Chalamet tries. He mimics Gene Wilder in parts, but the character gets overshadowed by a lot of wacky supporting characters, led by Olivia Colman. It's just annoying what she does with this performance. Hugh Grant comes in as an Oompa Loompa. He gives the movie a little gravitas, a little heart, little much needed oomph. But yeah, there's not enough juice. I know that this is younger Willy, but Timothée Chalamet really plays him young and naive, and it allows other people to get in the way. The villains, Keegan-Michael Key's police chief. Yeah, it's Wonderless Wonka, Joey says. Yeah, and from the Paddington director, which is so surprising because that movie had pacing, it had sweeping nature, it had wonder, it had your mind going in all different directions and just a smile on your face. And this movie doesn't give you a lot of that. It gives it to you a little bit at the beginning, a little bit at the end, couple moments in between. The rest of it, you're just kind of sitting there going, Kids are going to be bored. They are. It's really too bad. I mean, I don't completely hate the movie, but compared to the others, and as a movie, just as kind of a, with that brand name and what it should do for people, no. How much money will it make? It will obviously win the weekend next weekend. There is no question about it. It will make more than what Boy and the Heron will do weekend number 2. How much? It's a tough call. A lot of people are saying, well, this could be like a Greatest Showman situation where it started off so low and then it built and built and built over the holidays. I don't see Wonka doing quite that. I see Wonka having a bigger open than what Greatest Showman did, but I don't see it being this, I got to go 2 or 3 times, the music's unbelievable phenomenon that The Greatest Showman quickly became 6 years ago. The estimate from boxofficepro.com right now is between 26 and 36, with a total of between 142 and 252. I think that's high. I think if Wonka makes 142 million, Warner's going to jump for joy. It will have a little help over the Christmas to New Year's period, absolutely, but I will still be surprised if it gets to 142. 26 to 36, I'm going on the lower end of that number. I think a lot of people are going to be shopping for gifts for the holidays, and I think people are going to wait till Christmas weekend to go see movies. What's interesting is you've got Friday the 22nd, Saturday the 23rd, Sunday the 24th, and then a lot of movies don't open till Monday, so you're not going to see Boys in the Boat, Color Purple, Ferrari in that 22 to 24 weekend, so they're technically opening on a Monday. They won't be in the box office for that weekend. I think people are going to wait on Wonka a little bit, or they're just not going to go at all. I would guess, if it makes 30, Warner will be happy. I think it's going to be tough for it to get to 30 right away. I really think you're looking at about 22 to 23. That's popping in my head. And maybe it'll have some legs. Maybe it'll make a run at 100. Again, I'll be surprised if it gets to 142 or close to 150. That is your big movie for next weekend. Wide release. One movie. This weekend, we basically had one movie. So it's happening again. Last weekend, we had two movies. So, yeah, everybody wanted to wait till the end of the year to release the rest. And then we'll see how January goes. January's a little crowded early. Then it gets a little scarce. February's got a few things. March has a few more things. So it'll be interesting to see the pacing of 2024. And then, by the way, Anyone But You, I forgot about that. Anyone But You comes out for December 22. So yeah, a lot of movies for the end of the year. Wonka gets its own weekend to win, but maybe not come out swinging. We'll have to see. Keep it tuned to my social media. That's Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson. The website is lights-camera-jackson.com. All the latest animation scoop Q&As, podcast episodes, everything you want to know about LCJ. And if you want my holiday book, My Very Rocky Christmas, it's available on Amazon. Get it now for your family in time for Christmas. It's a great Christmas gift. Thank you so much. Truly, thank you for watching LCJ Live. And I'll see you next time. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Bye-bye.